Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. So everybody got the news today about Frank Reich. The coach fired Frank Reich after 4+ seasons in Indianapolis. Jeff Saturday will be the interim head coach. The Indianapolis Colts have made a major move as the team owner Jim Irsay announced Monday that they had fired head coach Frank Reich. The Colts sit in second place in the AFC South with a 3-5-1 record. The final nail in the coffin for Reich was Sunday's 26-3 loss to the New England Patriots. As Irsay had apparently seen enough, Reich went 40-33-1 as Colts head coach in his 4.5 seasons. He finished second in the division 3 times and went 1-2 in the postseason. Excuse me. The Colts tried nearly everything to spark the team this season. They benched quarterback Matt Ryan for Sam Ehlinger and fired offensive coordinator Marcus Brady less than a week ago. Still, the team struggled. In an unexpected move, the Colts announced that they had hired former center Jeff Saturday as interim head coach. A franchise legend, Saturday played 13 seasons in Indy and was a 6-time Pro Bowler and 4-time All-Pro. He was also a member of the Super Bowl XLI team. After retiring following the 2012 season, Saturday joined espn as an analyst. The Colts have the 6th worst offense in the league, 315.1 yards of total offense per game, and the 3rd worst rushing offense, 86.7 rushing yards per game. Despite finishing last season with the 2nd best rushing offense, Indianapolis also averaged the fewest points per game in the NFL this season with 14.7. In Sunday's loss to the Patriots, the Colts went an astounding 0-14 on 3rd downs and 0-2 on 4th downs. Only 3 teams had gone 0-14 on 3rd downs in a single game since 1991. Ehlinger threw for just 103 yards and a pick 6, while the Colts rushed for just 78 yards. Just over a week ago, Irsay said that he was giving no thoughts to firing Reich or coach general manager Chris Ballard. "I'm in a great spot with Chris and Frank," Irsay said via espn. "We're all re-energized with the move to Sam Ehlinger. Nothing is easy, but feel really good." Reich, who's 60 years old, a former NFL quarterback, was the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator during the team's Super Bowl run and took over as the Colts head coach for Chuck Pagano. But Andrew Luck's shocking retirement in August 2019 created a revolving door at quarterback ever since. Reich was hired to be the Colts head coach on February 11, 2018, just 5 days after Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels left the team at the altar. The Colts had announced McDaniels as their new coach, but hours later he changed his mind and decided to stay in New England. Interestingly enough, the Colts are scheduled to play McDaniels' Las Vegas Raiders this week, the first time they'll face him as a head coach since the fiasco. Reich is the 2nd NFL head coach to be fired this season. Carolina Panthers head coach Matt Rule was relieved of his duties last month, which basically means he was fired. So, okay, Frank Reich, you know, was more of an offensive coordinator than a head coach to me. He just never seemed energized, never really energized anybody. Wasn't really, really didn't get the job done. He came into a situation again. Andrew Luck just retired. The best quarterback he's had during his time was Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers had the best record of all the quarterbacks. Jacoby Brissett was okay. They had Phillip, they had Carson Wentz last year, and I don't believe Irsay wanted Carson Wentz. Irsay never wanted Carson Wentz. He just went along with his boy Frank Reich. Reich was like, yo, I think this guy help us, and when they didn't make the playoffs last year, I mean, it showed you what happened, that he was on the hot seat. Surprisingly, he didn't get fired last year, which was crazy. You know, he should have been fired last year. But, you know, he didn't. He didn't get fired. So, you know, it's crazy to see. You know, you don't ever want a coach to lose their game. I mean, their job, excuse me. But Frank Reich, like, he neglected the running game this year. They stopped running the ball. Passing wise, Matt Ryan was done. They should have never even got Matt Ryan. What the coach should have done is go get a quarterback in the draft after Andrew Luck retired. Once he retired, that's when you should have went to go get a quarterback. Not no damn Sam Ehlinger. Ehlinger was just okay in college. Excuse me. So it's not. It's tough, but the coach, to me, they wasted that defense. That defense was good, actually damn near great, but they wasted it. They wasted guys' time on that defense. They've had talent at the receiver position, Michael Pittman Jr., and they found another guy in Anthony Pierce. He's pretty good. They've wasted their talents, and that's just how they've always been. It's just a waste of time. And Andrew Luck, like, in my opinion, I just felt he was overrated. I just thought he was just okay. You know, yeah, he did good once he got to the playoffs, you know. He got him to the playoffs, you know, but I just never was sold on him. Just never was. And it's no disrespect. It's just I just wasn't sold on him. He retired abruptly because, hey, look at the offensive line. The line ain't been good or nothing. So, you know. So it's just, it's not mind-boggling. I knew this would happen. You know, I knew this would happen right now. But to me, what the Colts have to do is get back to running the ball. Limit Ehlinger throwing the ball. Like, try to limit him to at least 20 to 25 attempts a game. Now, sometimes you might go over that, get in the 30 range, but I wouldn't do that because he's not that type of quarterback. He could turn it over. But Frank Reich, you know, him and the GM, you know, they really didn't do any justice to that offense. They should have drafted a reliable quarterback in the first or second round, and I believe they would have been fine. They had plenty of options. They could have traded some pieces to get some quarterbacks, you know. So that's crazy. But what do you guys think? To me, Frank Reich was doomed when they brought in Matt Ryan. I thought Matt Ryan was the dumbest move. Carson Wentz was even dumber. I would have never had that done. But remember, Frank Reich was the quarterback for the Bills who led them back in that game against the Oilers. I believe Kelly got knocked out the game, and he led that big comeback. And ever since then, he's been overglorified. You know, it's like, look, a dog shines on the sun shines on a dog's ass at least twice a day. So, you know. So let me know how you guys feel. Excuse me, still tired. Might get some sleep before the game. Let me know how you feel, man. Make sure you like, comment. You know, Let me know in the comment section what you felt about this him getting fired. I had no problem with it. Now let's see. So
it's time to take back our streets.
Oh man, what is this? Okay. Now Panthers interim coach Steve Wilks fires 2 more assistant coaches in wake of a loss to the Bengals. Carolina Panthers interim head coach Steve Wilks made Monday morning coaching changes after the club's 42-21 blowout loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. The team fired cornerbacks coach Evan Cooper and defensive line Paul Pasqualoni. Cooper joined the Panthers when former head coach Matt Rule was hired in 2020. Pasqualoni, the former Syracuse head coach, was hired this offseason. Wilks explained Monday that the decision was not based solely on Sunday's performance. I've been evaluating everyone, Wilks said, per the Charlotte Observer. It was not a knee-jerk reaction from yesterday, but those 2 positions needed a change. The move continued the staff's overhaul since Rule was fired, along with defensive coordinator Phil Snow and assistant special teams coach Ed Foley last month. The Panthers will give some of Cooper's duties with the DBs to defensive assistant Bobby Maffei, and interim defensive coordinator Al Holcomb will also play a more prominent role in that group. Assistant defensive line coach Terrence Knighton and pass rush specialist Don Johnson will continue to work with the defensive linemen. So again, this is a shakeup because look, those guys are from Matt Arhu's staff still, so they probably weren't trying to go along with what Steve Wilks was trying to preach or tell them to do. Sometimes you see that happen once there's a coaching change, that the former regime, a guy's still around. They probably don't, like the new coach. They probably still think Matt Arhul is their guy, but he's not. So, like I said, man, guys are trying to keep their job, man. But let me know what you thought about that. I think will it help the Panthers? It could. If you get rid of them, you probably can have guys who are more focused, who know what to do, who will work along with the coaching staff instead of against them. But we'll see. Thank you for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you guys love what you hear, you can donate to the page by going to the description box, hitting that link in the Cashapp where you can donate whatever your heart's desire. And you guys can also super chat. You guys can super chat. And you guys can do that during the video when it's premiering or it's live. You guys can also leave a super thanks. So, man, thank you guys for your blessings. Remember, I'm having Monday night tonight. You guys can come through. Ravens and the Saints should be a good game. Thank you for listening. I'm out. Deezy.